All right, welcome back to the channel. So I knew this video was coming. Riley Romero gets a huge gift on the Showtime card, and Gervonta Davis gone ahead and does his clowning. What is Riley Romero talking about beating Tank for, man? Come on now. Let's talk about Riley Romero and Gervonta Tank Davis in this video. All right, welcome back, welcome back. So there was some good fights on last night on Showtime, good fights on the Zone. So sad about the retirement of Cecilia Brækhus, the great champ. But Riley Romero, big time Riley Romero, big smack talking Riley Romero of Mayweather Boxing Gym, of Mayweather Promotions, friend of Teofimo Lopez, who has been bumping off at the lips for a minute. And for the life of me, I could not understand why. So when I watched him fight last night and was watching him fight Marinez, I believe it's Marinez and not Martinez, but Marinez. Like, I knew the fight was coming on. I wasn't particularly interested in it because although I did watch, but I wasn't particularly interested going in because I don't think Riley Romero is that good. He's very, very strong, and there's guys that were really pushing him, and I knew his name because he's interviewed a lot on Fight Hype, and he's interviewed on the Mayweather Boxing Channel, and people ask his opinion about who's going to win this fight or who's going to win that fight. So by virtue of that, I was familiar with him. But when I saw him, and I was familiar with him before I ever saw him fight, right? So he was getting a lot of that, he's getting a lot of that, YouTube fame, right? The YouTube fame, the Instagram fame, the Twitter fame, right? Because you're being interviewed and you're talked to and and your name is going around. That's why I knew who he was. I did not know him because I saw him and was like, wow. Okay. I know who Jaron Ennis is because I saw Jaron Ennis with nobody telling me who he was. I saw him fight on like Showbox or something like that, or really early in his career. And I was like, wow, that dude is for real. Okay. That dude's for real. I could see his talent right there. That wasn't the case for Riley Romero for me. So when I see Riley Romero have difficulties with Marinez, it's no shock to me at all, right? It's no shock to me at all that he could lose a fight to a guy like that, who's a good fighter. He was also an undefeated fighter, had more fights than Riley Romero did, right? Just seemed like a good, solid, tough fighter, right? And the first guy that Riley Romero was going to fight that didn't fall down as soon as he hit him was going to have a chance to beat him. So I was watching the fight like, okay, yeah, he's going to lose. And then I was surprised when he didn't lose. Surprised. Now, why was I surprised? Considering everything that I said, surprised that he didn't lose, right? Because usually, when you're hyped up by a promoter, you don't lose, right? So I shouldn't be surprised, but I am, because Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotion has been in situations like that before, where some of their fighters, specifically guys like Badu Jack, and what's the other guy's name? It might have been Jay Leon Love at a point in time, but I know for certain Badu Jack is probably the best example that I can use for a Mayweather promoted fighter that kept running up against decisions where he would get a draw in the fight that I thought the guy won. I think it was Jean Pascal was a fight like that. There was another fight for Badu Jack where I was like, dang, these Mayweather fighters can't ever get the decision, right? And I chalked it up to, at the time, the fact that, Floyd Mayweather Jr. was not as mature a promoter. And also at the time, he was trying to put fighters in there and was believing at the beginning of the time he had Mayweather Promotions that they had to beat these guys. He had to beat better fighters and to prepare themselves for when they could be a champion. So they needed to, tough competition. They had to beat these, right? And so they wind up getting tough matches, but they didn't seem to have any type of relationship with either the sanctioning bodies or however it is that Top Rank always gets their fighters to get close to decisions, that Mayweather fighters weren't getting the close decisions. So I just assumed that it was going to be the case, right? Similarly, when like Lionel Hamilton, is it Lionel out of the Mayweather gym, moved down from cruiserweight to light heavyweight in his last fight, and he got a decision. I was like, what? Mayweather fighters are starting to get the decisions, right? But so Rolly Romero got the decision against a guy that, in my opinion, I think that let me put it this way. Rolly Romero, I could see why people thought Rolly got a gift. Okay. I can definitely see that. Rolly Romero was the guy that was being more aggressive and leading off, but he just wasn't doing anything. So that brings us to Tank, right? So all that said and done, he got the gift decision. He's still in the running. He's still an undisputed fighter. He didn't get the knockout, but he lives to fight another day. But living to fight Gervonta Davis is something else completely. Okay. Now we know that Rolly Ramirez is definitely not that skill level of fighter where he needs to be bumping off the lips about people being afraid to fight him. Okay. Because I don't know, man. I think Devin Haney dog walks him. I mean, I think that's just Devin Haney. That's not even a fair fight between him and Devin Haney. Devin Haney would just two-piece him to death. Just have him swinging for the fences, eating jabs, eating straight right hands all day, man. And the only hope Rolly Ramirez has is of landing some, wild bomb that winds up knocking out Haney. However, seeing is every punch that Rolly Ramirez throws is the same pace, right? Has the same heat on it, and he's letting you know exactly where to punch it, what's going on. Ah! Screaming at the top of his lung before every punch. Nah, man, dude, it's back to the gym. I don't know who the trainer is for Rolly Romero. I know that his father's there in the gym with him. I don't know, because if he's working out of the Mayweather gym, which is the same place that Devin Haney is working out of, they teaching some different things to Devin Haney in that Mayweather gym than being taught to Rolly Romero, man. Rolly Romero is he's just 100% power. And that's it. It's not even like a Teofimo Lopez who also has that amount of power, but it's crisp and he's accurate with it, and he can box with it too. No. So, Tank clowns him, and he's like, man, Rolly. Like, man, dude, you a bum, dude. Obviously, man, Rolly Romero is not there with Gervonta Davis. Rolly Romero versus Gervonta Davis, 7 rounds, maybe. Because Rolly Romero telegraphs his punches so blatantly, and he's slow to boot. I mean, so like he's got good power, but like I said, everything is the same speed. It's just like he's a fastball pitcher, and that's all he's throwing. He's just fastball after fastball after fastball. It's inning number 4. You've thrown nothing but fastballs. Now everybody's timing them and bop, bop, bop. Get the fuck out the game. That type of thing with Rolly Romero. So, anyway, Gervonta Davis is safe from him. Rolly Ramirez is not one of these top welterweights, dude. I would now, as far as what he does next, hey, man, just go ahead and throw him in there, dude. Go ahead and throw him in there with the Wolves. Okay? Maybe he can fight like a Chris Colbert, like the Chris Colbert route. That would be a good fight that he would lose. Ryan Garcia, I think he loses to Ryan Garcia. That would be another entertaining fight that Rolly Ramirez is going to lose. I think he's going to go to sleep against Teofimo Lopez. I think he gets beat pillar to post by Devin Haney. I just don't know where the dude is going to go. But I am impressed. Not that I condone it, but seeing as it is something that is, obviously part and parcel to boxing and the way promotional companies work, I am starting to take note of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Leonard Ellerby's abilities as the leaders of a promotional company, because they got one of their prospects out of that one somehow. Because nah, man, if that wasn't the promoter's number one guy, he would have taken an L in that one, dog. He would have taken an L. So it looked like Leonard Ellerby more than likely, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. earned their paycheck on that one. Anyway, it is what it is. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.